welcome to another episode of Field Day Fun. I am your host, Drew Burris, bringing you along for quite a journey where you can meet some of my field day friends and they can share some ideas that can maybe help you throughout the year and also for that big day called Field Day. Today, my guest, I've known him for quite some time, but actually got to meet him back in July. He is a very good friend of mine with a lot of ideas. Can you please say hello to Daniel Hill, SuperDan. Dan, how are you?
Good, man. How are you?
I am good. I really appreciate you coming on tonight and sharing some ideas that could probably help the viewers.
Glad to be here.
All right, well, let's go ahead and get started. We start off with our 5 fun facts. I'll ask you a question and you do the best you can to answer them, okay?
Okay, I'm in the hot seat. I'm ready.
All right, you'll be just fine. All right, so number 5, let's do a little intro here. Tell me who you are, what you teach, and where you teach at.
So, hi, everybody. Drew, it's good to see you, man. Daniel Hill. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. This is my 22nd year. I can't believe that. 22nd year of teaching elementary PE. I teach at Tates Creek Elementary here in Lexington. I've been there not my entire time of my career, but I started my career in Frankfort, the state capital of Kentucky. And then I've been my current school for 14 years now, and I enjoy it. So got roughly 600-ish students, and their favorite day and teacher's favorite day, I know mine is field day. We call it field day and sometimes fun day. We call it.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yep. Yeah, that's really good though. Really good, trying to make just go all out for the students on that day. Yeah, because even the teachers, they deserve to have a good time as well.
They do.
All right, well, let's move on to number 4. How has your teaching been this year? Last season, we talked about platforms of, some teachers were virtual, some were hybrid, some were in person. I think now mostly everybody's back. So tell me how this year has been bringing just about everybody back into session.
Yeah, we this entire school year, we've been back face to face. And, it's been nice to, quote unquote, have that normal being back in the building face to face. Our district is the second largest in the state. So we have, over 40,000 students in our district and 60 plus buildings in our district. And so we're only about 2 weeks out from making masks mandatory. And many of the buildings still do have many students and educators that do mask, but so seeing a student's entire face for the past couple of weeks has been nice. I'm like getting to know them again. Like, oh wait, do this. Oh yeah, I know who you are. So it's been a pleasure, but this year naturally is very hard. The reason why I say it's been hard is because of the uncertainty of it all.
Right.
A student might have to go into quarantine, or an educator might have to go into quarantine, and then the lack of subs that is hard. It's been hard.
It's a big thing going on. It seems everywhere.
Yeah.
We've had to pull teachers to go do other teachers' classes. You're maybe come to school one day and you're not going to be where you think you're supposed to be. Yeah, that's kind of how, or the biggest thing we've done this year is split. Teachers have taken their classrooms and split them up and handed them to the other teachers in that grade level. So yeah, it's been a struggle, I think, for almost everybody. So yeah.
It has. It's been a challenge, and the uncertainty of it all. It's increased my anxiety for sure.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's move on to our third question. Okay. So what was last year's field day like? Can you tell me what kind of, were you having a virtual field day, or was it in person? Just kind of give me a little bit of an outline of how that all went.
Yeah, last year, in 2020, we did the complete virtual option, and I had opportunity. I'm one of the open trainers, and had opportunity to work with the other open trainers to come up with those virtual resources for families. And the short videos, and you can try this activity using, a sock and a spatula, that you might have in your house. Yep. And I sent some of those videos through Dojo, Class Dojo. We're a Class Dojo school, and a lot of families did it and enjoyed it. So this past year was kind of a hybrid. If you wanted to do a virtual option, that was still an option for families. But many of the students that I serve, they were back in the building. Our population just didn't choose that.
Gotcha.
So we did a kind of a hybrid field day. We did some in the classroom where we were still under the stipulation that you couldn't mingle one homeroom with another homeroom.
Right. So,
yeah. We did not have the staff to kind of function with that many students around each other. So I had to, do smaller activities in a smaller space. So, and then those classes that were able to get outside, we did some outside activities too.
Well, that sounds like, well, at least you got something in, which is great. That's really good, and keeping them busy with all that. Yeah. So hats off to you for that one. That's pretty good.
We tried.
That's about all we can do now. It seems like. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go to number 2. I know we've talked about this in the past couple months, but with number 2, what's this year's field day going to be like? I know we've spitballed some ideas. We talked back and forth, and then you threw about a couple weeks ago an idea out to me. And I thought that's going to be amazing. Just with what the craze of the movie is putting off, I think it should be really good. So the floor is all yours if you want to discuss what you've got for this amazing.
Yeah, I feel like we're sending out a secret information.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, but you will be the first. As far as I know, you're the first to do this. So
right. I've always done a theme, and some themes I'm the only person that actually gets into it, and I'm fine with that. Over the years, like I said, this is my 22nd year. I've done Star Wars. I've done superheroes. I've done, one of my favorite themes was Kentucky state parks. We have a really good state park system. My family, we love camping and being outside. And so I wanted to kind of bring that passion to my students. So the state park system got involved, and they sent me a bunch of maps and pamphlets, and it was great. But getting into a theme really does help me.
I agree.
Get a little more creative. So this year's theme is Encanto. I decided after the popularity of that movie and listening to the soundtrack for about a month straight, I decided why not just kind of embrace it. So all the events are based around those characters.
Yes. Can you give me, I know you gave me a list of stations that you have. Do you remember one of them off the top of your head?
Yeah.
Share?
So naturally, one of the main characters we don't talk about.
Yeah, we don't say his name.
Bruno. That guy. So he's got this thing with rats, right? So I thought some kind of way to catch rats. Like, how could I do that? So I have a disc golf course, like a mobile disc golf course. So the disc golf with chains and the thing, and that's a rat cage. Gotcha. And I want to put like a rat on disc and just throw it, and they're going to do disc golf.
I like your style.
With a laminated rat.
That's brilliant. I like that.
One of the other characters, Camilo, he's a shapeshifter. So I've got one of the outside brick walls of the gym gets beamed with sun. And it's right next to the school garden, and that's the only outside water source. And our kids don't really like to get too wet. So what I thought, they could stand against the wall and perform different shapes with their body. And then
spray them.
And another kid gets to spritz them with
that's
a misty water bottle.
Oh,
then they stand back and look at the shape that they make. So
when you sent me that, I had to stop everything I was doing to read all the stations, and I thought this is gold right here. I said this one should be stolen by everybody. This would
I
be
will freely share.
this is an amazing idea, and like I said, I mean, with that movie just be coming out, and I mean, there's all those videos now people are doing with warm-ups with Encanto, and it's just all the rave scenes. So doing a field day, I give you props on that one. That is an excellent idea, man.
Kind of embrace it, if you can't beat them, join them, right?
Well,
And
yeah.
so much so that I've in the past, like I said, I've done different themes, and I've always tried to get a costume for the theme, and I've been searching online for adult Encanto costumes. And I've got it down to 2 of what I'm going to choose to wear that day. I got it down to Bruno and Luisa, the strong one.
Right.
And I don't know that I would look good in a dress, but I get into a theme so much that I don't mind to do it.
Right. So you might need to share these pictures whenever this day comes.
That's what I'm afraid of.
I say what I usually do is whatever the theme is, I'll pick a character and I'll dress up as whichever one. So like last year for our Disney, I did Buzz Lightyear. So I go out to the car rider line when they're getting dropped off. So I'm just walking by every car, saying hello, waving and stuff like that. So I think it's fun. I mean,
I might scare a kid with
that's true. I got a feeling I might scare one of them this year because since we're doing Ghostbusters, I've got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man outfit. Yeah. So I know some of the parents will be waving, and some of the other kids will probably be afraid to get out the car. But I mean, we've talked about it all year. There's a poster of him hanging in the gym, actually 2 of them, and they know of the characters. So yeah.
Well, partially one of the reasons that not naturally the popularity of the movie and then the music, but our building just this year got Spanish into the building. So our students receive Spanish in the rotation. So, and she's a fabulous teacher, and students love her. And we got many Spanish as the first language in the home, and so that was part of the reasons, because it's in their educational rotation now.
Well, heck, I bet you can get a bunch of those teachers to dress up as characters. I guarantee if they like that movie.
I hope so.
Yeah, I
hope so.
Oh, that'd be a blast, man. Yeah, you'll have to keep me up to date on how that goes. I'm really excited just to see the outcome of all that, man. That's a great idea.
It'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be really fun. Yeah, and you got your whole soundtrack for a playlist to play. Yeah, you'd be ready to go. Everything
over and over and over.
And then you might want to hear it, because I was done after the first minute we were done with field day. I was like, I don't want to hear a Disney song for quite some time, because I pulled out all the archives and just jammed them in the vehicle just to get pumped, and that was about enough of that once we were over. So yeah. So let's go on to our last one. This is usually a pretty good question. Your favorite field day activity. Now, this could be something you made while teaching, or even something you participated in at a younger age, or maybe just actually at a field day of your own. So what do you think?
Wow. That's a good one. The classics, I guess, for me as a student, as a kid, I went to a very small Catholic school, and there was maybe 300 kids in the entire school. So I knew everybody, and it always came down to the 50-yard dash. Me. And myself and this one other girl would be like the final 2. And she would beat me every time. Yeah. And we're friends to this day, but she still rubs it in her face. I always beat you in the race. So there's, I guess, that as a kid, but as a teacher, a student called me out years ago and said, well, Mr. Hill, why can't you just use the playground? Like the swings and the monkey bars and the whole that, because at the time it wasn't in the rotation. They were doing other things right next to the playground, and they kind of just wanted to go over there and have fun on the playground like they've been doing all school year. And so I've always tried to remember that kid and said, well, the playground is always going to be one of the stations for field day. So.
Right. That's good. Yeah, that's a good one. I've got something I found on your Twitter, and you let me know if you can see this or not. I pulled this up. I've got an idea here from what it looks like. This is part of your state field day. Am I correct with the camping?
Yes.
Okay. So much props to you on creating this, because I got into it a little bit more.
It took me a bit. It did.
You can see a little bit at the bottom where it's a fan and it's blowing the paper up in the air, right?
Well, yeah, that theme was kind of, camping was the theme.
Right.
And encouraging outdoors. And, I was like, how could I do a campfire? It's cool.
Right.
So paper mache and a hula hoop.
Yep.
And some string.
Looks really good.
Put it on top of a fan, and it looked like a fire.
And you got the raccoon too.
Yeah. Raccoon. And so that was in the gym, and they were the activity they were doing there was rock climbing. They're using a rock wall and then get to drink and enjoying the air conditioner around the campfire if they wanted to rest.
I just thought that was cool. I pulled that up. I was like, oh, I got to ask him about that. That's a pretty neat little thing you got there, Dave.
Had fun.
I was like, oh, I know exactly. I'm looking at this, like, I know what he's going for on this.
And it lasted the day. I was so proud. I worked hard on it. I did not pass basket weaving in college. I
don't know if we all did or not, but it's okay. So, well, Dan, I really appreciate you coming on here tonight to share to our viewers what you've got planned for this year. Can you maybe leave some contact info for them in case they want to get a hold of you? I know I'm going to promote this like crazy, and they might want to have some ideas if they're going to do an Encanto field day as well.
Sure. And I've got years of themed field days in my back pocket before Google Drive was a thing. So
yes,
I got those. Twitter is probably easiest. SuperDan PE. Send me a message and be glad to chit chat field day stuff.
Yeah. And I highly recommend that you do follow him on Twitter. He does put out some good stuff. Just basically on a daily basis. He's a very good guy to meet in person. He's an awesome educator as well. I've watched him present a couple of times. And yep.
Hey, I'm gonna watch you present, Mr. Haha. I'm gonna present at the national conference, sir.
Finally,
congratulations.
Yeah, because let's see, with K-Shape, we didn't get to watch each other because we were booked at the same time. So that was the same in Mo Shape too, wasn't it as well? We didn't get to watch each other.
Yeah, we need to talk to the people that are on the board of those states. Hey,
you take care of Kentucky, I'll take care of the Missouri part.
Right.
But yeah, with Shape Noah coming up, yes, it's going to be just a fabulous time. We'll have to get together and chat a little bit about this. So yeah, Dan, again, thank you once again for being on here tonight, and I hope you have a great field day in the rest of the year.
You too, brother.
All right, thanks, man. All right, so folks, Super Dan came. He gave you a great idea for a field day. If you're needing some assistance, be sure to get in contact with him. My name is Drew Burris. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Field Day Fun. And always remember, no matter how you do it, make sure to have fun. We'll see you next week with another episode.